What's up guys, Sam here, and today I want to talk to you guys about why I chose the Ronin 4D over the Sony FX3. Did I make a mistake selling it? Let's get into it. But before I begin, a quick background about myself. My name is Sam Ayvazian. I'm an automotive filmmaker based in LA, and my company Virtue Media works with brands such as Vossen, Log Off-Road, T-Sportline, Linte Tires, and much more. You can check my work on Instagram at _Virtue Media. And if you have any questions regarding the 4D or any other camera accessories, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to answer for you. Being a running on filmmaker, I find myself spending a lot of time when it comes to the setup. Now, those who know, I used to be using a lot of the Sony and Ronin gimbals for all my shoots. And usually that setup would have taken me at least 5 to 10 minutes, depends on the setup amount, depends what I had to use, the lens configuration. I had to build a camera, a map box, a gimbal, balanced, calibrated monitor, etc. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get the Ronin 4D, because this camera comes ready out of the box. All you have to do is take the camera out, put the handles on the sides, and it's ready to go. There's no need for additional balancing, calibration. Of course, if you have to put a lens, then you have to make an adjustment. However, I like to prefer leaving the lens on the camera, and all it takes me is just unlock the motors and it's ready to go. Now, because we do a lot of automotive filmmaking, most of the time we have to use a car mounting rig. I use the Tilta Hydra Alien, and with the RS3 and FX3 setup, I had to add a wireless transmitter and to put a focus motor for the zoom control, and everything needs to be sort of stripped down and then powered using the V-mount batteries for the car mount. That whole thing works great, however, it will take me additional 15 to 20 minutes to set up the whole thing. Now with the Ronin 4D, all you have to do is use the Manfrotto plate that comes with the car mount, attach it to the top handle, and it just slides right in. There's no need for additional cables, batteries, no need to spend extra additional time, and it's just ready to go. Now when it comes to controlling the FX3 rig, I had to make my own custom controller unit, which had a controller, a monitor, wireless receiver, V-mount battery, and a lot of cables. Now compare that whole setup with the Ronin 4D, it's even easier because I used the DJI's hybrid monitor with the 4D's handles on the sides, and it just connects right away. There's no need for additional cables or anything extra because everything just gets powered wirelessly with no issues. Now, of course, the wireless transmitter does not come with the camera. You have to purchase DJI's own wireless transmitter for this camera, but the way it connects to the camera, it looks very seamless and it almost looks like it's part of the camera. Now, I've had an opportunity to put this camera through a lot of tests, through different shoots, and I gotta say this camera handles amazingly. I really love how the footage looks out of it, and let's not forget the fourth axis, which is probably the most important thing on this camera because it just handles your shots greatly. You don't need to do the whole ninja walk or anything. The fourth axis allows you to stabilize it, makes it sharp. The image looks like it's been shot on a dolly basically. Now let's talk about the things that I like and dislike about the Ronin 4D. Starting off with the things that I like, number one is the lens support. This camera offers 4 lens mounting options, however the one that I use is the E-mount, which works with all the Sony lenses that I've collected throughout the years. Number 2 is the LiDAR based autofocus. This not only adds autofocus for the Sony lenses, but with the help of a focus motor, it can add it to the anamorphic, cine, classic lenses, whatever you have available. Additionally, it adds smart tracking and a LiDAR waveform for you to pull your own focus. Number 3 is a 6K sensor. Unlike FX3's 4K sensor, this allows you to switch to a Super 35 mode for those who use APS-C lenses. Number 4, which is something I wish my FX3 had, is the shutter angle. This is great for those who switch between the frame rates a lot and you don't need to make any adjustments to your shutter speed every single time that you switch. The 180 degree or whatever that you use, it will always stay the same no matter the frame rate you're in. And lastly, at number 5 is the ND filters. This camera has 9 stops of ND filters and you don't need to add additional filters or map box or anything in front of your lenses. Now let's talk about things I don't like about the Ronin 4D. Starting off, number 1 is the weight. This camera is not a lightweight setup and your arms will get really tired after using it for a long time. Of course, DJI offers the flex system, however you do lose the fourth axis and you have to carry the whole camera on your back. I recommend using an easy rig or a shoulder strap, which will help reducing most of the weight. Number 2 is the rolling shutter. Sony FX3 was one of the best cameras when it comes to rolling shot performance. However, with the Ronin 4D, you gotta be very careful, otherwise it can easily ruin your shots. Number 3 is the proprietary media recording option. Unlike the Sony FX3 that allowed you to record an SD card or the CF Express Type A card, with this camera you're only limited to 2 options. Its own 1TB SSD card or you can use the CF Express Type B. However, with the Type B, you're very limited with the resolution and the codecs you can record on this camera. And lastly, number 4 is the original carry case. It's great that DJI offers a carry case with this camera. However, it's not built with a good quality and it can get damaged very easily. Also, it doesn't have any wheels or additional handles, so you have to physically carry it with you if you're in an airport or you're moving from a location to a location. And that's it. I think this is a perfect camera for all my needs and for other people who are running on filmmakers like me. And hopefully DJI will also bring additional firmware updates and improvements for this camera. I also would like to see the 8K version that has been expected for over 2 years now, and there's still no information about it. Will I have an FX3 as a B cam for it? I think my A7S III can do the job just fine. Unless Sony comes out with a Mark II version with global shutter and boxy design or something, that I might actually be interested in getting it. And that's it. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel because I'm gonna do a lot of more Ronin 4D and other camera accessory videos very soon. My name is Sam and I'll see you on the next one.